The biggest thing as a man that I was afraid of is, am I going to come out at the end looking foolish and irresponsible, and me and my family going to be, on the streets or couch surfing because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. That was my biggest fear, right? And we're all going to have different versions of that, things that we have to get over and work through. But then another big hurdle that I had to figure out was all that I had known since I was 19 years old was steady W-2 government guaranteed pay every 2 weeks. No questions asked, no chance of anything happening. I had the same amount of money other than getting raises that were guaranteed at certain time intervals. It wasn't like
it was a comfort zone.
It was so comfortable. It was beyond comfortable to the point where it is scary to leave that for entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
That's tough, dude.
And there's never going to be the perfect time either.
Never. There was not the perfect time when I did it. It always feels like the biggest thing as a man that I was afraid of is, am I going to come out at the end looking foolish and irresponsible, and me and my family going to be, on the streets or couch surfing because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. That was my biggest fear, right? And we're all going to have different versions of that, things that we have to get over and work through. And so I would say two things that helped me get over that. One is kind of funny, and another one's kind of serious. First, I used to skate when I was in high school. I used to be a skater kid, where not skateboarding, but rollerblading, and not just chilling around at a skating rink. We used to go and grind handrails and gap stairs and do half pipes and all that stuff. And I remember back in those days, if you're going to try something you never tried before, you're full of fear. Yeah. Your brain is trying to tell you all the ways you can basically die. Right? Whether it be dropping in a new half pipe that's huge and you're terrified. And it's physical fear of injury.
Yeah.
And you have to, the way that we would force ourselves to because you have to commit to these things that you're going to try, or else you're guaranteed you're going to get hurt. If you don't commit fully, you're going to hurt yourself. And so you have to it's like a mental challenge every time you try a new trick or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would reflect on that when I was getting that bug of do I leave the military and pursue this passion? And I just remember reflecting on that. I was thinking about how I would have to sit there, and it's hard to put into words what you're doing in your mind when you're trying to look past that. But for me, it comes to the point of who do I want to live as? Do I want to live as a person who was always afraid to do what I wanted to do? Or do I want to live as the person that, whether I got injured or not, I know I tried it?
And bet on myself.
And which one am I more comfortable laying down to bed with at night?
Or at the end of my life, answering to, right? Did I risk everything? Right? Did I go all in on my dreams, or did I just let them sit in the graveyard of my imagination?
The reality is we can't, we can build big empires here in this life and everything, and that's fine and great and dandy. You can build all these options and choices you have. But the reality is we can't take any of it with us, right? When we die, that's it. And as far as this life is concerned and all the stuff that we built here. And so my thought process behind it is even if I utterly fail, I can be confident and comfortable with myself knowing that, I may have failed, but at least I tried.
Yeah.
I tried. I did it, and I know who I am. And if I don't try, you never know who you are. Could you have made it?
Dude, so that's your self-talk, right? That's literally the way that you're talking to yourself. And I love that you brought up that example, because self-talk is everything, right? Self-talk leads to belief, right? If you believe something in your heart, it's already yours, right? It's in this abundant universe, right? You can have anything that you believe is possible, but you got to believe it. And in order to believe, it matters what you tell yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And so many of us were consumed by the media and the fear, right? And it just pumps and pulsates through our body. And it restrains us from stepping into the life that we're capable of living because we're living in fear. I mean, fear is the oldest part of our brain, the reptilian brain, the limbic, right? Limbic system. Like going back to the caveman days, right? It's the fight or flight, where it's like saber-toothed tiger, I either stay here or I run for my life, right? So we still make impulse decisions. And that fear factor, that trigger in the back of our mind is from the oldest part of our brain because the fight or flight mode turns on and we run back to comfort.
Yeah, that's true. But to go to that example, the reality is if you run back to comfort, you never eat.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get the kill. You don't.
Or you eat a little bit, you snack off of some berries.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But you don't eat to truly fill your belly and rejuvenate your life.
And if you have people who depend on you, they're hungry.
Yeah.
Those berries ain't gonna last very long, you know? And it's like, as a provider, as a husband, I'm like, that motivates me, dude. Like, it's the last thing I ever want is for my family to like be without because of my decisions. And that feeds the fear if you let it, but it can also feed the motivation if you fill your thoughts with the right things.
Yes.
Yeah. What is that saying? It's like, as I think, so I believe, as I believe, so I feel, as I feel, so I act, or something like that. Bro, that's so true. Like what you feed your mind is going to manifest into action. Whether that be feeding your mind full of fear, self-doubt, filth, like any of these kind of things, it's going to manifest
100%
itself. And then if you feed yourself with encouragement, if you feed yourself with optimism, you know, hope,
fruits of the
spirit, that's what's going to come out.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how there's no escaping that.
That's strong stuff, man. So amazing book, As a Man Thinketh. Right.
That's what it is.
That's two really good books that you guys need to read if you haven't read them. Rich Dad, Poor Dad will change the course of your life. As a Man Thinketh will change the way that you think and the way that you view your thoughts. Right.
Totally.
And he talks about your thoughts being like a garden, right? And you gotta prune and cut away the thoughts that aren't serving you, right? And that comes with renewing your mind every day.
Yep.
Every day.
100%.
You meditate?
I don't necessarily meditate. I mean, I don't know what to call it, but I do my morning devotional time.
Yeah.
You know,
whether that's a form of
meditation. Yeah. I'll sit and I'll listen to like different music and then pray and I'll read usually like books that are development books. And then also like read the Bible and I break it up. And so, I have a morning routine, which is, dude, it's cliche nowadays, but it really helps get you geared up the right way.
I feel like it's mandatory. Yeah. That's like your oxygen, right? Yeah. That's your oxygen to keep you breathing at this level. Because entrepreneurship will also come with a level of stress, right? So if you don't learn how to manage that, right, you're going to crash and burn.
Yep.
So feeding your mind, feeding your thoughts, developing yourself, right? And finding that first thing in the morning to make sure that your mind is prepared for the day, right? You're geared up for combat. I think that's the most important part of the whole equation.
100%.